Commissioner Williams, please proceed.
Okay, Commissioner Bremer is sorry that she cannot be here today. I move the following proclamation recognizing National Foster Care Month. Whereas all children deserve and benefit from enduring, positive relationships with caring adults, especially when their own families are in crisis and unable to provide for their essential well-being. And whereas May is National Foster Care Month, and on any given day, about 573 children are living in out-of-home care in El Paso County. And whereas there is always a need for foster families, and it is a priority to keep siblings together and in their neighborhoods. And whereas children in foster care require secure, stable places to call home until they can either safely reunite with their parents or establish other lifelong family relationships. And whereas the immeasurable and ongoing gifts of time and caring given by foster families in El Paso County are greatly appreciated and deserve public thanks. And whereas the Department of Human Services works in partnership with our local child placement agency network, involved families and extended families, schools, faith and civic organizations, law enforcement, and the judiciary toward the goal of positively affecting the lives of children in foster care. And whereas efforts continue to strengthen families and connect vulnerable children with concerned citizens who, as foster parents, mentors, and advocates, will help them to thrive on their way to adulthood and successfully navigate life changes. Now, therefore, the Board of County Commissioners of El Paso County, Colorado, hereby applauds the community's efforts to help children living in foster care to build brighter futures by honoring our citizens who serve as foster parents or relative caregivers, and hereby proclaims the month of May as Foster Care Appreciation Month in El Paso County. Done this 24th day of May 2022 at Colorado Springs, Colorado. The Board of County Commissioners of El Paso County, Colorado, Stan Vanderwerf, Chair, Cami Bremer, Vice Chair, Lojinos Gonzalez, Jr., Member, Holly Williams, Member, Carrie Geithner, Member, and attested to by Charles D. Brewerman, Clerk and Recorder.
Great. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Please proceed.
Thank you all so much. Stacy Quiddick, Executive Director of the Department of Human Services. Our Children, Youth, and Family Services staff, which we have a small contingent back here of our leadership team, they are tasked with the safety, permanency, and well-being of the children that are brought within our system. And part of that system is, of course, working with foster care placements. So we appreciate the opportunity we have here just to highlight the foster parents, the foster care system, our partners, and our team that work so diligently to keep the children safe. With that, I'm going to hand it over to the fearless leader of CYFS, mostly fearless, Katanya Jones. She's the Director of Children, Youth, and Family Services at the department.
Good morning. Again, Katanya Jones, Director of Children, Youth, and Family Services. I want to thank the board and county leadership for your ongoing commitment to safety, permanency, and well-being of the children in our community. You have long recognized the importance of human services, and you continue to support DHS staff. Thank you. As read in the proclamation, every day many El Paso County children are in out-of-home care, and it is a priority to keep siblings together and in their neighborhoods and school districts. CYFS staff work closely with kin families as well as foster families to find the best place for a child or a youth to lay their head in a moment of need. There's always a need for foster families in El Paso County and across the state. It is so important to have many local foster homes so kids can remain in the areas that they are familiar with. The decision to become a foster home often includes lots of questions. The process can seem daunting, but placement agencies and DHS staff work closely with families all along the way to provide training and supports when a child is placed. There are challenges, but the best part of being a foster home is having a significant positive impact on the life of a child or youth, no matter how long or how brief the placement. We could not do this work without child placement agencies here in El Paso County, and we at DHS contract with 20 different child placement agencies. DHS also has a select group of county certified homes for older youth who require an extra layer of support and services. There are so many to thank as a part of this important work. CYFS staff work tirelessly. We also work closely with community partners that offer resources to families. And of course, anyone who's interested in being a foster parent can contact any one of those agencies or El Paso County DHS directly. The biggest thanks, of course, goes to the foster families who open their hearts and their homes to the most vulnerable, being part of the solution to create a bright future for the children in our community. Thank you again for allowing this space to honor foster care appreciation.
Thank you. Is there anybody else that would like to come down and speak this morning? I know there's a few of you up there. They're a little less brave today, I think so. All right. So we have no one else to speak at this point?
Correct.
Okay, very good. Let me bring it down to the dais and see if we have any comments from any of the commissioners regarding this proclamation. Yes, Commissioner Geithner.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to say thank you for the tremendous amount of work and the emotional amount of work that goes into this for all of the staff and the family and our foster families. I think that it is always difficult when we realize that children are in situations that they need a foster home, and it is certainly an emotional one. And I am so grateful that we have kind and compassionate staff members who are always willing to take that on and come in every day when it's hard and just provide that incredible and very necessary service for our community. And I cannot thank you enough. I pray for you and our foster families and the tough things that you constantly see and endure. And I just cannot honestly, truly thank you enough for protecting our most vulnerable in our society and making sure that kids are okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I too want to thank you, all the staff and team, and particularly the families that participate, and as was mentioned, taking care of the most vulnerable. You know, our youth, our children, the unborn, all those. All together, it's what we should be doing to make sure that we are taking care of our children and our youth. And again, thank you particularly for the families and then the staff here today. God bless and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. And as always, we'll finish with Commissioner Williams, who read the proclamation, so I'll make my comments now. And I just also want to thank the families that have done so much to take care of the kids in our community here. And I just looked it up on the internet while we were talking here. I just thought, I wonder what famous people were foster kids, right? There's some really notable folks. I'll read a few. These all benefited from foster care in their youth, and they're pretty famous folks now. Eddie Murphy, John Lennon, Steve Jobs, Willie Nelson, Faith Hill, Louis Armstrong, and Dave Thomas from Wendy's fame. So those are just some very notable people, and because there was a family out there willing to take care of them, they could have gone down a different path, but that didn't happen to those folks. And I know the same happens to the kids in our community here. Because there were parents out there willing to take care of kids, those kids get to be law-abiding adults who are productive in society, find somebody to marry and raise a family themselves. And that's just a beautiful thing. So my hat's off to the team in DHS that does all this great work, making all these connections. And my hat's off to the families that are willing to make those commitments for the kids. Thank you so much. Commissioner Williams.
Yes, we appreciate our wonderful staff and all of the time that is spent helping these children in need of families. We know what an important role this is to help these 573 children who are in out-of-home placement right now. And we know the job is sometimes 24 hours and that you're sometimes called out to do things in the middle of the night, but it provides for, as you said, the safety, the permanency, and the well-being of the children, and helps them to grow into stable and productive adults. And I, too, want to thank, I know personally of 2 foster families. I just think the world of them. That takes a big heart and a big risk, as sometimes we are always encouraging the parents of the children to be able to have their kids back into their own home. And so it takes a big risk to open your heart up to a child and then find out that the parents have successfully navigated to the point where they can have the child back. Both are great solutions at the end of the day. I just know for some people it's been hard, but they do such a great job, and you do such a great job placing these children and helping them. So thank you very much for being here today.
Thank you.
Great, thank you, Commissioner. Great comments all from all of the commissioners, and we do have some business to do. And then after we vote, assuming the vote goes well, we will then take a photo with everybody, take a brief recess. All right, let's proceed with the vote. Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Geithner.
Aye.
Commissioner Gonzalez.
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. That passes 4-0 with Commissioner Bremer absent. Let us take a brief recess for that photo, and I hope everybody comes down.